Good Monday morning. You guys say hey as you come in so I can do the same. This morning's topic is relationships. All of them. Any of them. I'm going to wait just a second to allow Facebook to notify you that we're here. And there it goes, finally. Took them a whole minute. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Drea on this Monday, September 27th. Wow, just a few more days and we're in a new month. Good morning, Jan. Hi, Marla. Good morning. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to need y'all's help throughout this subject matter. Hey, Debbie Davis. Hi, Missy. I hope you and your hub are doing well. Him in particular. Oh, Jan, isn't that fun? Well, good morning, Mr. Fabulous. It's good to see you. Can't wait to see you in a few weeks. I was hoping I could get to your store before TDR, but it may not happen. Good morning, Liz. How's everything going for you way up north? Hi, Carol. Hi, Tammy. Good morning, Avanel. Good to see you. Thank y'all for joining me this morning. So today's topic, ouch, is relationships. Good morning, Retta. See you this evening. Hey, Katie. Oh, thanks. Love right back to you. Your daughters are just gorgeous. Let me just say, your mom would be so freaking proud of you and the mother you are and the young ladies they are becoming. Good morning, Marie. Get to see you in what, like 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Something like that. Good morning, Jonna. Hey, Nadine. Aw, thanks. Good morning, Miss Joyce. It was good to hang out with you Saturday. I hope you're feeling better. That was a long day for us, wasn't it? Oh, Missy, I'm glad. Getting better is always good news. Hey, Stacy. All right. So, why in the world do I want to talk about relationships? Aw, thank you. Everyone at the ranch is doing well. Bobby is healing very well. Good morning, Amanda. He is better every day. He's driving everywhere now. He's doing non-laborious ranch work. Oh, Stacy. Ow. Good morning, Ms. McKee. I'm so glad you're doing better. I know we wore you out. We wore ourselves out. Good morning, Pam. How are you? So, I had a small committee meeting Saturday, and we took the whole day and got a lot of work accomplished and things done for Texas Designers Roundup, which is the 4th through 6th of November, like 5 weeks away, I think. Oh, Stacy. Well, let us keep you in our prayers, Stacy, for that surgery. Left hand. My mom fell, years ago, and had to have surgery on her hand, and she had to walk around with these braces sticking out for, I don't know, like 6 or 8 weeks, something like that. Good morning, Kathleen Shepherd. How are you? And me, my health is, it is what it is. Some days are great, some days not so great. Some days I am my own worst enemy. Like yesterday. So today's topic, good morning, Doug. How are ya? Hey, Sandy. Sandy was here with me and Miss Joyce and Jesse all day Saturday. It was a long day, but it was such a valuable day for us. Okay. So relationships. Why, Dre? Why? Good morning, Virginia. I'll tell you why. Yes, we do, Sherry. We do have live streams. And if you can't make it in person, guys, you want to get a live stream. This is my last TDR. I'm calling it The Cowgirl Rides Away. So I want to go out with a bang. And so far it looks like it's going to be amazing. We're so excited. We have hundreds, literally hundreds of things that have been donated, that have been sponsored, etc., as giveaways to all of our live streamers will be in the giveaways and those in person. So it's going to be, wow, it's going to be so much fun. Besides, I have things in mind for some of our designer friends, some of those that I'm a little bit closer to than others. Anyway, we can talk about TDR more later if y'all are so inclined. But for now, I want to talk about relationships. The past 2 weeks, maybe a little bit less, I've received and had conversations with a number of people who are having relationship issues. They didn't really want my advice. They just wanted someone they trusted for them to purge, to be able to vent and get it out, and maybe get some pearls of encouragement, a way to choose joy in the midst of all the icky. Oh, you're so welcome, Rhonda. Thank you. A lot of and we're not going to necessarily talk about marital relationships. Hey, Simonetta, how are you? No, but I play one on Monday mornings. Actually, I did spend a lot of years in ministry, but I would not in any way, shape, or form call myself a minister. I just feel that I am divinely directed, because I pray about this so hard. So many times I've wanted to stop doing Coffee with Drea, and then somebody messages me or something happens here online with us, and then I feel that, that slap on the back of your head from God or the Holy Spirit telling me, you see, this is, and I'm like, okay. You need extra candy corn, Virginia? Well, there will be some at TDR, I promise, with Monkey being there. Anyway, so, and I also am not a psychologist. I've taken a lot of psychology courses. When I got my degree in child care, I had to take so many psychology courses. Does not make me a psychologist, but yes, Liz, but more importantly, oh, thank you, Bobby, that means a lot. More importantly, I speak from experience, an unfortunate experience sometimes, but my ministry, if you will, is to help ensure people understand that you can live your best life and you can find joy in your life no matter what you've gone through. Y'all, I've been through, I've buried 2 children, so I pretty much have the grief thing down. Buried my father, gone through a number of abuses in my childhood, which I won't go into detail today. A divorce I didn't want, lost my home, just so many things that have happened, a lot of which were my own poor choices or poor decisions. Aw, thanks, Liz. Hey, Huff, how are you? Gorgeous? Hi, Jenna. Hey, my little cupcake. Or maybe I should call you my little candy corn. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, so my calling, for lack of a better word, is to help people see you can make it through. You can. But the relationship issue has come up. Like I said, I've had a number of conversations over the last week and a half with several different people who are having major issues in relationships that are extremely important to them. Christine, you're in the hospital. Oh my goodness. Christine, I feel like I should know this, but I'm going to put you on the prayer list anyway. Christine Collins, hospital. I hope you're getting the care you need to get well quickly. Hi, Trina. Hello, sweet lady. I deal with issues today, but this is only a valley going through, but God will see me through. Amen, amen, amen. And that is, that, you know, sometimes the valley is more difficult than the climb, the mountain climb, right? Or the downslide on the other side. But why I wanted to make it a group discussion, because I want, and they know who they are, and you guys don't have to say anything, those of you that I've just talked to the last week or two. So don't feel like this is me trying to get you to say anything, because I'm not. But it seems to be an issue. Relationships seem to have more issues in the last couple of years than in a very long time. I don't know if it's because with the COVID thing, we were forced to cluster together within our familial units, you know, at home, or if the anxiety and the depression that all this madness has caused more issues in relationships. I don't really know. But I do know this: we can be victorious. We don't have to be a victim. I say this about my daughter Jessie. I have said it for years and years. She has chosen to be a victor over all of her chronic conditions versus being a victim. Are we ever victims? Well, yes, we are. Good morning, beautiful Lori. How are you, my precious friend? Talk about an inspiration right there. But I want you to know this, and this is important for one person in particular, but for me as well, and for all of us. This is what you're going through. This is not, all caps, who you are. Whatever it is you're dealing with in a relationship, in health, in whatever, it is something you're going through. And the thing about going through is there's a light at the end of the tunnel. As you go through, it's maddening, it's painful, it's hard, but you will come through. But remember, whatever it is you're going through doesn't define who you are. What defines you is how you go through it, right? Christine, second round of COVID was my white blood cells low and congestive heart failure. Christine, oh, I'm sorry. We're definitely, thank you for telling me so I can be more specific in my prayer. Good morning, Vicky Zaretsky. Virginia, COVID has brought out the worst in a lot of people 24/7 with even those we love is a bit much. Isn't that the truth? Good morning, Linda. All right, so I'm going to say that one more time. You should probably write this down and put it on your mirror when you do your mirror talks. This is what you're going through, not who you are, right? Lori, totally agree. Life has been tough. If we get through this craziness, we can get through everything. Amen. Ain't that the truth? I'm so glad you're here, Micah. Good to see you here. Thanks for joining in. So, in these conversations that I've had with several people, there's so much pain in a relationship when someone you love hurts you. There's so much pain because you question, how can I still love this person? Look at the pain they're giving me. How can I forgive them when they continue to hurt me? Let's see. Nadine, I went and got all my blood work done this morning. I'm praying hard that all my numbers are good. I think they took every ounce of blood out of me. You went to see Dracula, did you? Well, we'll pray for you as well, Nadine. You know you're on my prayer list anyway, in particular lately, but we're going to add you again. We'll pray for the blood work too to come good. All right. Aw, Linda. A lot of people are having that when they've had the COVID in particular. All right. So, how do you have a relationship, right? The very first thing is you got to keep it realistic. I think we all have issues with keeping our expectations of others realistic. Yes, Linda, forgiveness is the hardest part, especially if they are not apologetic once they understand the pain they've caused you. So if you keep your expectations realistic, and what by that I mean, you know, no one can be everything we need them to be. No one can be everything we want them to be. We're all human. We all make mistakes. We all are going to hurt each other. We're all going to say something we shouldn't have said. We're going to break a confidence, which I hate when people do that. Let me just say, if I am in a relationship with you, even if the relationship ends, I, by virtue of that relationship, owe you to keep my mouth shut about the confidences we shared, right? It drives me nuts when people, like in particular, when they leave a spouse or a spouse leaves them, and suddenly we need to hear all the horrible things and all the private things that had nothing to, that we have nothing to do with, that we don't need to know. So don't break confidences, y'all. But everybody is guilty of it at one time or another. Generally speaking, unintentionally. Okay. Yes, Lori, that is how it should be. And when in that keeping it realistic is who that person is that you've accepted now. You have to accept people for who and what they are. You know, we can't change them. They have to see the need for change and change themselves. So once we accept them for who they are, is who they are who we want in our life? Is who they are who we want having an influence over us? Do we want that relationship to continue even if we're not comfortable there? I'll tell you, I've had some amazing relationships and still do. I am beyond blessed in the people that I call, well, not really my inner circle, I guess, but my close friends. I'm very, very blessed. I have family and friends have had in my life that I had to walk away from because I realized that my relationship with them was toxic for me and who I wanted to be. And being associated with them doesn't mean I don't care about them. Doesn't mean that if I see them, I don't say, hey, how you doing? Or have a conversation. What I'm saying is my closeness with them became toxic. Sometimes I'm the toxic one. Yeah, even the Queen of Joy can be toxic for someone. So when you analyze these relationships that seem to be hurtful to you, analyze them honestly. Analyze them with reality and being realistic and accepting people for who they are. If you want to continue relationships with people because they, you know, stumbled and fell, that's perfectly normal. We should not judge people for every little stinking mistake they make. I'm talking about people that continue to cause you harm in one way or another. But those in your life that you choose to be there, be flexible with you and with them, and understand none of us are perfect. None of us are going to get this 100% right. Here's the key. Are we doing the best we can for ourselves and for others? Oh, Trina, I'll keep you in my prayers, girl. Good morning, Donna. probably the most important thing we need to learn to do, and it seems like it would be easy, but it's really not, is to set boundaries. We have to set boundaries in every single relationship that we're involved in. What line can they not cross for us? Are these boundaries realistic? Are these boundaries determined by you? Or can you have a conversation and set these boundaries with those people? Look, I can tell you one boundary. My friends know if they're calling me or texting me, I'm not really good about responding right away. I've gotten to where I put my phone in a different room because I became so addicted to responding constantly to everything right away that I had to put it away. So my friends know Dre will get to me when she can, unless they say this is urgent, you know. But they know that, and I'm very clear about that here and with them. What do you do though when you want this relationship to continue? What if it's a parent, like a mom or a dad, or even a spouse, or a best friend? And so this relationship, you want it to continue, but they keep hurting you. What do you do? What do you do? Well, the very first thing is have a conversation with them. You know, communication is often lacking, and that's how miscommunication happens, is by lack of communication. Tell them, be honest. Tell them, look, you hurt me because you blah, 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 whatever it was. Tell them if things need to change. Give them consequences. Not like you're talking to a child, but give them consequences that if we can't fix this, if we can't change this, we're going to have to redefine our relationship, right? And then when you do give a consequence or an ultimatum, whatever you want to call it, y'all, you have to follow through. If you don't follow through, it's all lost, because they're going to know, yeah, Dre's going to say that, but she's not going to follow through. So I'll keep on keeping on. You have to be able to follow through. So have the strength and knowledge to know that you will follow through. I years and years and years ago, to my husband, not current husband, he did something that was very painful to me. And what I said to him, I'm not going to punish you for what you've done. I want you to punish yourself. I want you to understand the pain you've caused and what could have been the outcome. So I'm not going to punish you. And I didn't. Had I said that and then been you did this, constantly nag about it, you know, or bring it up constantly, I would not have kept my end of the ultimatum or the consequences. Remember this too, y'all. There's a time to walk away. How you walk away is entirely up to you. The time frame is entirely up to you. But if you're in a toxic relationship that continues to cause you harm and hurt, you have to know, good morning, Dawn, you have to know when to walk away. Linda, let's see. I walked away from one of my daughters for almost 5 years at one point. It about killed me, and I wasn't able to see my granddaughter all during that time. We have since reconciled, and I still struggle with keeping the boundaries set even now. It isn't easy. Amen. It's really not, especially if it's your child, right? But that's that tough love that sometimes we have to inflict upon them and ourselves. Sometimes it hurts us more than them. Oh, hi, Robin. Love you, kiddo. The other thing is, you know, a good relationship does require two people. It requires both sides to have respect for the other, to be fair with the other, to be understanding with the other, to be able to compromise with the other. It takes two. If you or they, whichever, are carrying the brunt of the relationship, spam has to go away. That's a toxic relationship. That's not even. And you have to, for your own sanity, figure out how to make it work. It's very hard to keep the boundaries right up. Very hard. And you know, a lot of times actually, when you do confront someone and say, hey, you really hurt me and you're continuing to hurt me via this, it's you confronting them. So be careful how you confront someone. Don't just tell them how you feel. You don't have to be defensive, right? It isn't always about you saying everything. It's just telling them that they hurt you. Remember that they can get really mad at you. Why? Why would they get mad if you are simply stating to them, hey, you hurt me when you said these words in public about me? They get mad because you've confronted them with something they're not comfortable with, most likely. Maybe they're ashamed of what they did. Maybe they can't accept what they do. They don't see it the way you see it. Does it make them right? Nope. Does it make you wrong? No. They hurt you, plain and simple. Caused you harm in some way. My youngest daughter will remind me at times when I start to slip back to those days, right? Good morning, Debbie. I didn't even say hey to you. So, and so it's someone you still love. And you're like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? How can I love them? They're not holding themselves accountable for all the pain. Like my stepdad. I will always love him in a way. He raised me. He made sure that I had a roof over my head, food in my stomach, and got an education. He was hurtful. He did things no father should ever do to their daughter. I have forgiven him. It took me 30 years, but it's been a while now since I've forgiven. I will never forget, and I can't have a relationship with him because he cannot face the facts. He one day sort of kind of did to me in a conversation, kind of, but not really. So he can't hold himself accountable for what he in fact did. Instead, he makes it appear that I was a villain. I was a child. I was a victim, not a villain. So there are, yet I still love him. I do not love him enough to have a relationship with him. So it's one of those very strange emotions inside of us. You know, it's my dad, I should love him. But look what he did to me that changed the course of my life forever. Look at the innocence he stole from me. Why does he deserve me to love him? Well, y'all, sometimes it's not that they deserve it. It's that we still feel that emotion. And that's okay. You can love somebody that has hurt you. My advice, however, is to walk away from the continuous hurt and pain when you are ready. Not when I tell you, not when your best friend tells you, but when you get to a point where you answer the question, is having them in my life more important to me or worth more to me than the value of my well-being? That is what matters. You get to that point where you can answer that question honestly, guys. Honestly, you have to. And this is a conversation you have with yourself. Nobody else needs to know your struggles unless you need someone to talk to. I highly recommend therapy if it's hurting you and causing depression and anxiety. Is having them in my life more toxic to me than beneficial to me? Does that sound selfish? I hope not. That's part of your power, y'all. That power that I talk about, that I tell you to not give up. Don't give whomever the power to crush you, the power to make you feel less than who you are. look, some people just are not good for us, plain and simple, you know. And I don't base my relationship decisions on a relationship someone else had with you or with someone. I base mine on the relationship between me and that person. So if someone else has had a bad experience with another human being, that doesn't mean you will. So sometimes when we're offering up these pearls of wisdom to our friends, we need to remember that they can have a relationship with someone we cannot. Theirs may be different, right? So bear that in mind as well. And I'll tell you, I would not, it's so easy to close your heart and your mind, to close the door to new relationships when we've been hurt over and over in particular. But any kind of hurt or betrayal in a relationship makes it more difficult. I've told my husband, Bobby, you live behind the sins of my former. So I am willing to take less. You know, I'm not willing to receive the same as I was before. But I would not have had this amazing relationship with him had I not been open to the possibility. And a lot of you say it right here. I hear a lot. I don't want more friends. I don't want another relationship. I don't want to be open to the hurt. Here's the thing. I don't want to be open to hurt either. But I want to be open to the possibility of happiness. What if that relationship that you just bypassed would have been the best relationship you ever had? What if they would have brought so much joy into your life and positivity? Leave yourself open to the possibilities. Don't allow what others have done to you to dictate to you whether you will allow another relationship or not. Live your best life. Every moment of it counts. Every single moment. We don't know how many moments we have. Only God knows that. I would hate to waste them. Wouldn't you hate your last moment to have been something ugly? So, in your effort to choose joy, choose your relationships as well. Right, Estella? I meant that you learn from what you go through from the past, whether it's good or bad. That is absolute truth. Yes, it does, Micah. It makes it harder. It really does. We have to come to a place where we're able to open ourselves up to new relationships. But I'll tell you what, I've made some of the best friends in my life over the last few years. And had I shut myself off after the pain of several other friendships that ended, I wouldn't have them in my life. I'd be missing out. Heck, they'd be missing out. Let's see. Sherry. My two boys are having a difficult time. Their father walked out of their lives with the oldest 6 years ago and the other 3 years ago. Within the last week now he wants to talk to them. And now they want no part of it because he's never been a father to them. I guess here's my response. He has to deal with what he's done. He has to hold himself accountable. Doesn't mean they won't ever be open to a relationship with their dad. But bless you, Sherry, for allowing them to make that decision. Only they know if they're ready for that. All right, Stacy. Well, I hope it's a good medical call. Robbie, hi. Howdy doody. So, how do y'all feel about that topic? That's a tough topic. It really is. Heather Williams, I've been able to set boundaries to save me from a highly toxic relationship. Bless your heart, Heather. It isn't the boundaries that I struggle with, but the judgment of me for having made them. If only people knew. I'm glad you brought that up, Heather. Thank you for saying that. Because, first of all, it ain't nobody's business what went on in that relationship. But often what happens is the guilty party in a bad relationship is the one with the squeaky wheel, you know, with the big mouth that's got to talk and knock you down and make you seem like a bad guy. So when you do have the courage, which you should, to set your boundary, everybody looks at you like you're the Wicked Witch of the West. That's your daughter. How can you do? That's your mom. How can you do that? That's your dad. How can you do that? Here's how you can do that. They are not holding themselves accountable for the pain they caused. People don't need to know the details. You know, by us not giving all the details when people look at us like we're nuts or accuse us of being ugly, we're the better person. Sometimes no response is a response and is the best response. Remember this. Your life, your family, you the person, if people really look at the two people involved in this toxic relationship, if they really look, if they really care, they're going to see that you're great. You're doing great. That, thank you, Heather, that you have chosen the high road. Can I just say, sometimes the high road is walking away, no matter who that other person is putting a stop to that relationship. Here's the thing, if we're a parent, let's see how to say this right. If we are a parent, our children learn more from our behavior than what we say, right? Just like we do. We learn more from people's behaviors than their words. I mean, if I say all these words and then you meet me and I'm a total B, you're going to be like, huh, her words mean nothing, right? But if you meet me and I live the life behind those words, you're going to say, okay, all right, she knows a little bit of something. So if you're a parent, your children learn from you. I don't care if they're 5 or 25. They see you and how you handle a toxic relationship. Do you want to teach your children to have that kind of a relationship? Do you want your child to think it's okay to be treated that poorly? Well, of course you don't. So it is important that your child and those close to you see that you know how to stop a toxic relationship, no matter who that relationship is with. Why? Because it will teach them that they too don't have to be treated that way or talked about that way, etc. Bobby. True love for another is not based on what we get, but what we give. And when that is flipped, the relationship rarely ever withstands all life's ups and downs. Isn't that the truth? And it's so sad to me. I've been a victim of a bad parent who would not accept responsibility for his actions. Bad, terrible actions. And it took me, like I said, 30 years past the last of the things before I found the ability to forgive. And I was only able to forgive when I realized I was not required to forgive, right? Sometimes knowing you don't have to makes it easier. Because I didn't forgive for him. I forgave for me. I did not want to be that bitter old woman. I've known some of them, and they were in my family, and it was really hard, and I never really understood growing up why they were so bitter. I did later. And then my heart broke for them because I thought they wasted so much of their life with that bitterness and keeping people away from them because of it. Look what they all missed out on and what we missed out on in a relationship with them. So I didn't want to be that person. So see, it's for selfish reason. But in this case, I'm all about selfish. Make it about you. Because that person that's causing you that hurt and that pain and that agony and that continuous and that lack of care and concern and lack of accountability, look, they don't even get it. They don't get it. So you have to be strong for you. And the life we live dictates who we are. Not that we ain't perfect, not that we're perfect and don't make mistakes, and that we can't be called out on something, but it's the life we live that dictates the person we are, that proves the character we have, right? And that's what I want for everybody. And that's why it's so important that we daily stretch and dig like it's a treasure for that joy. That's why I want you to choose joy. That's an action. You literally have to choose it. It doesn't just like show up and, hey, there's joy, yay. You have to choose it. And in choosing it, you have to work for it every day. You have to look for it. Some days suck, right? Just horrible days. How in the heck do we find the joy in that day? Here's how. First of all, we have to work on it regularly so that it becomes second nature to you to look for that silver lining, right? Even in a bad situation, even when people are cruel. My ex-husband used to tell me forever, he still would if he had the chance, Drea, not everybody's like you. They're not going to deal with it like you. And that's true. Nobody's like you. We can't be in there, but you can. You can be the person you choose to be. You know, if you say I'm a bad person, you're probably right. Why? Because you're choosing it. If you say I'm a good person, you're probably right. Why? Because you're choosing it. So don't allow those people in these toxic relationships, we feel so obligated to continue. Don't allow them to take that away from you. Don't. Live your best life. And your best life may not include them in it. Sucks to be them because they're missing out. But it is what it is, right? I love you, my friend. You're always... Oh, I think that's to Marie. Aw, don't we love Marie? Yeah. Sherry, you're right. Kids listen to all you say. My 7-year-old grandson says, you're supposed to treat others the way you want to be treated. Amen. Amen. Where does it come from? Where does evil come from? I'm going with joy and praising where it comes from. The Lord. Yes, it does. He gives us that ability. We have free will. So we can use that free will to be miserable for the rest of our lives. To allow all the toxicity and negativity to just wash over us. Or we can choose positivity. We can choose joy. We can choose the life we're supposed to live. You know, we don't all get dealt the same hand. Some of us struggle our whole lives financially. Some of us don't. Some of us struggle our whole lives with mental issues. Some of us don't. But all of us are given the opportunity to live our best life, no matter what hands were dealt. I've often said that I would relive my life with my children even if I had known I was going to lose them at such young ages. I mean it. I mean it. Does everybody have that struggle to bury children? No, but some of us do. But it speaks to us and our character as to how we live through it. It is not easy, y'all. Please don't think I'm saying it is easy. For some people, even 20 years later, it's a daily struggle. But we can still live our best life. I live my best life. I choose it. Even without my children physically here. I love them and I always will, and I'll miss them, and I do miss them every day. That'd be silly not to say that. But what would I be showing my children, Jonathan and Jessica, if I curled up in that ball on the couch that it would be so easy to do? And it would have been. I would have shown them that it's okay to curl up in that ball forever, to be miserable always, and not live their best life, and not find joy and happiness in their life. Not a lesson I wanted to teach. And again, it really speaks to my children that passed away as well. They would not want mom suffering in misery every day forever. They would not want me to keep quiet about choosing joy. Man, the phone's getting darker. I guess the sun's covered up a little. Anyway, so I have to remember that. This is their legacy to me. And then sort of my legacy to them as well. Hey, Johnny. Oh, Linda, I'm so sorry. See, it hurts just as bad when they're 32 as it does when they're 16 and 18. Grandma Jackie, that's right. She lost her grandchild 11 years ago. Grandchildren, actually. Bobby, it makes me so sad when I see people burying who they are and not being who they are meant to be. That is what not getting rid of that baggage does. Absolutely. Yes, Jess, you do have to find some kind of peace. And we all suffer something in life. If you haven't, bless you. Just prepare yourself. Continue choosing that joy every day. You can, the choice is always yours. We are not perfect. I'm going to have days where I just cry all day long. I can hear a song. The Dance by Garth Brooks is one of them. It played at their funeral. I can hear that song some days and just sing it with it and feel it, and some days, the moment the music starts, I fall into a puddle. That's human. That's being human. There are days where your grief is beyond control. There are moments. I've been in Walmart. I told y'all, I think, the story of the little Butterfinger bites that came out after my sweet Dee Dee passed away, and I cried when I saw them because that was her favorite thing, and she would have loved to have been able to have them in her purse and sneak one every now and then, right? Little things. But, y'all, life goes on. Someone said, how do you get up every day? Well, I'm still alive. I'm still here. That's how. The sun's still shining. There are people who stay lost in their grief. And those are the ones I hope to be able to reach. I hope that they can understand there is a way to find joy. It doesn't happen right away. I mean, my goodness. No. You have to suffer the loss. It is painful. Death is so surreal to us, right? So whatever it is you're grieving, a divorce, the loss of a job, the loss of a home, there's so many things you could grieve. Allow yourself to grieve. But don't stay there. I grieve to a point sometimes, and then I stop. Because I can't handle beyond, right? And that's my way. Let's see. 31 years ago, I lost my daughter, as Drea was just saying. Some days great, no tears, other days horrible. But cannot live curled up. Showing strength is tough. Too many stay in that ball. I know, Micah. And that's, good morning, Drea. And that is who I want to reach. I want to reach people who are suffering, rightfully suffering. But I want them to understand you can choose to have joy in your life. Dig for it, absorb it every day. Every day. It will come second nature. It will be there when you need it. It'll be down in that core of you. It'll be part of your character. And you won't be able to help but choose joy at some point, no matter the circumstances. Did I choose joy the day my children passed away? No. The day we buried them in the ground? No. But joy did come. And I found joy in the memories that people shared with me about ways that my children touched them. So sometimes you have to dig and really look for those joy moments. But they're there. If you dig for them, eventually you will be joyful inside out. You won't have to pretend. Sandy. I do that with a hymn sometimes. I hear it and it's comforting, and others I will just cry. I know it was sung at my mom's funeral. Her favorite, I wish I could walk in. Oh my God, that's my favorite song too, Sandy, in the garden. And hold her hand instead of wondering what holding her hand should feel like. Oh, that's so touching. Jess, here we go. Losing my granny was so hard on me, and people tell me all the time I haven't dealt with her passing, but I'm at peace with it. The pain is still there, and that will never go away. Absolutely, Jess. And that's the thing. Other people want to dictate to us how, when, where, etc., that we move to a different stage of grief or past our grief. You're absolutely right. Grief will be there forever. You lost your loved one. You will always have grief. But being able to move on in their honor. Think of it that way. You're moving on in their honor. They had so much love for you, and you have so much love for them, that you want to share that love and joy the rest of your life. Can't do it curled up in a ball. And let me tell you something else. You can't do it following other people's direction of your grief. Your grief is yours. Yes, Johnny, live each day with joy and hope.
She said she's coming to TV.
Is she? Johnny, I get to see you. Oh my gosh, thanks for telling me. I did not know. Oh, that makes me so happy. You just have no idea. Georgie Lee, please let prayers for the kids who lost their baby brother last week, Thursday. She has thrown them in the lake, sitting here praying for them. I don't know them and their families. That's horrible. Right? There is no grief timeline. Jessie, my daughter, there'll be day, and it doesn't happen like every week or month. It just randomly happens. She'll suddenly get lost in the memories of her brother and sister. Now, mind you, she was 9. She was a few weeks away from being 10, but so let's say she was 10. She was a 10-year-old child when she lost them, but she still lost them and has amazing memories. But she too has days. So this is a lesson in even the young have grief throughout their lives when they lose a loved one. She'll suddenly be crying and she's like, Mom, I just can't stop crying about Justin, or I can't stop crying about Dee, or she or he have been on my mind all day, or whatever. Very often we understand because we both do it. It's very close to a birthday or a special memory day or the passing of them or a holiday, whatever. So grief never goes away. It's always there. Wait, let's see. Lori, Drea, I miss you so much meeting you at Crafters Convention. I know, Lori, I was looking forward to meeting you. We have so much in common. I cannot make TBR. One day, lady, I'm going to put my arms around your neck and give you the biggest hug ever. I will be at Crafters Convention next summer in July. I will be at other locations as well along the way. We will announce them as they come up. Take time out of your life and help so many. Oh, thanks. It's really helpful to me too. But their entire lives, you have no idea what you've done so well. Love you and what you stand for and what you're such a special lady. Aw, thank you. Thank you for saying that. But it's not about me being a great person. It's about making the right choice as to how we share what we... Not everybody should or could share parts of their life publicly to help people. But coming on here, you guys share so much that encourages me. I need it too. I need to be inspired and encouraged and to be reminded to choose joy sometimes. Linda Jenkins, for my son, it was the song City of Angels. Oh, wasn't even his type of music, but every morning he got up for school, that song would come on and he would sing every word. Oh, Linda. It's a beautiful song, actually. I'm not saying I still don't catch myself asking, wondering who she might have become one day. Absolutely. But I couldn't stay in that ball. I had 2 others to help through it, and Rainbow, my Jess. Yes. And that is the thing I deal with, is like, my son will be 40. And I'm like, wow, how would he have been as a 40-year-old man? Would he have been a really nice guy, or would he have been a real jerk? I don't know. He would have been a nice guy. You know, what children would they have had? What jobs would they have had? Where would they have lived? All the things. You think of those always. Jessica, if you would please add my son to your prayers list. The doctor found a mass, oh my God, under his arm, and he has been having bad headaches and stomach pains. Absolutely, Jess. Jess, if this affects your ability to attend TDR, you let me know, because I want you to be where you need to be. Okay? So just let me know. Your son is way more important than us. Your mother's in jail. Wow. She drowned her baby. Good morning, Kenyatta. A good friend of mine just lost her husband yesterday evening. He left behind 3 small children and his wife. Oh, Regina, that is so, so sad. Oh, Christina, thank you for saying that. Don't give your power to me, girl. You got it within you. Oh, my gosh. There was someone else I meant to write down. I'll just have to come back through. Wow. Johnny says, when my mom passed, who was so tiny and small, the song Fly Away Little One by Celine Dion, I had it song. Aww. That's probably a song that some days makes you smile and some days makes you fall into a ball of tears, right? Liz says, in our culture, the saying is, if you can't stop thinking about a loved one that passed on, and maybe you smell their scent, you talk about them more than usual. I'm told they're there. They have come to look after you or to check up on you. Can I say, Liz? Now, Liz is a member of the Cree Nation. She's an Indian, which I love.
Native.
Huh?
Native.
Native. Is that what I'm supposed to say? In Canada. I don't know if my words are politically correct, but okay. I have to say, I've said this forever. I absolutely adore the belief system of the natives and their love for earth and sun and all the things, and their love for their history and their ancestors, etc. It always, to me, spoke so highly of the people that they are. I love it.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Liz.
Yes, Liz, thank you so much for sharing that. Good morning, Debbie Willis. Still recovering from throat neck. I hope you're doing well. I believe that too. And, you know, we have, when we see a cardinals, our loved ones from heaven are sending us a message. For some people, it's a dragonfly or a butterfly. And I mean, we all, in all of our cultures, have something, I think, that at times like that just bring us that jolt of joy. Is that a good way to put it? I want a jolt of joy. Well, we appreciate it, Liz. Those are powerful words, actually. Heather, I smell my grandmother often and usually just when I need her most. Isn't that something, how that works? And you have to allow your mind and heart open to those possibilities, because some people are like, oh, that's demonistic. No, it's not. It's comfort. Amy Elizabeth, absolutely. I randomly smell lilacs and I know my grandma's near. I also randomly smell my mother's perfume and I know she's here. Isn't that great that we have ways to be comforted by our loved ones even when they're not here? It is. Silly things happen in our lives that remind us of my son and daughter. Jessie had this lighter to light her candles with in her house, And she always put it in the same place near where she could grab it to light her candles, because we're candle people. And for a while, she would set it where it goes. You know, when something has a place, it has a place. And then she would not find it there, but find it in weird places. Yeah, that was a little notice from her brother.
Yeah.
Isn't that precious? Thank you. Thank you for that sweet reminder, Miss Liz. So, y'all, I know we're all blessed with great relationships. Let's do our part to maintain those relationships. But if we find ourselves in a hurtful, toxic relationship, make the choice for you. Decide if having that person in your life or having a relationship with that person is more important to you than your own well-being. If it is, you're going to have to accept them for who they are and deal. Okay? If it's not, then you found the time to walk away. All right, let's see. Lori, the song for me and my daughter is Dancing in the Sky by Dan and Lizzie. And when I hear it, I put my arms around myself and pretend like I'm dancing with my daughter. Lori, that's so sweet. Linda, I'm trying to make a path back to my desk. I'm trying to clean while I'm listening. I need a jolt of anything right now, especially joy. Yeah, I need some joy to clean. Sherry, Dre, keep my friend Michelle in your prayers. She has custody of 3 of her grandchildren. Her 15-year-old ran off, is in the States. Oh my gosh. Right. Care till next month, and then hopefully she'll be home. But her mom's rights have been taken away. She needs help. She has an addiction and has taken over her life. Keep Michelle, the grandmother, and her daughter Kayla and granddaughter Taylor in your prayers. Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope the daughter, is it Kayla, gets the help she needs. Michelle, Kayla, and Taylor. I have a lot of fighting for. I also have cancer, 3 mass across chest. Oh my God, Christine, keep fighting. Keep a positive outlook. They've proven that people heal better with a positive state of mind. So fill that brain of yours with some joyful thoughts and things. Don't read the ugly stuff. Melissa, we will, Virginia, you as well. See you tonight in group. Melissa, I have been sick and I had a butterfly that wanted to come in my sliding glass door every time I let the dogs out. My mom collected all things butterflies. Well, there's your answer. Your mom knew you needed a little jolt of joy. Johnny says, my mom passed in my home. When I feel lost, frightened, I go in the room and talk with her and tell her I love and miss her. My father passed in my home too. Now we have since sold that home, but I felt the same comfort in that room. Drea, a month after my sister died, I had cried every night worrying about her. She appeared in my room by the door. She said, stop worrying about me, I'm fine. Then she said, I have to go. I felt peace come over me. That is a precious memory. Good for your sister for doing that for you. Beverly Borker, I find out Friday when I go in for surgery to repair my broken knee. It looks like I'll miss TDR this year. Keep me in your prayers, please. Absolutely, but we're going to miss you, Bev. You should just hobble. Just kidding. There we go. Hey, Katie. Hey, hey. How are you? I get to see you in a few weeks. I think it's like 5 weeks. Oh, my gosh. Hey, Donna. Thank you for saying that. Yes, absolutely. Let's have love and prayers for everyone. And y'all, I'm going to do my closing now. Never.
Go to the dentist today.
Jessie has the dentist. Pray for her. She hates that. Love and prayers for everyone. But y'all, never give up your power. And that is the power. We're going to keep you in prayers as well, Micah. Oh, Sue, we will do that as well. Maybe I'm not signing off yet. Sue's husband and wife. Oh, Micah's been diagnosed with type 2. Just do what they tell you, Micah. We're going to keep you in prayers.
It's not as scary as it sounds.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Dana. They're
That's what she needs.
I know, because they're going to remove a 15-year-old crown.
They're removing a 15-year-old crown and replacing it.
They're only supposed to last 5 years, and when she saw it on there, how long it's been on there, she's like...
No wonder you hurt.
Oh.
Okay. Never give up your power. Today's subject reminds us to not give up our power in relationships. Don't allow other people who hurt us or who are toxic to us to dictate how we are and who we are. Remember, your power, it's only what you're going through. It's not who you are. So keep that power for you. Choose the happy side of life. Choose that joy. Only you have the power. And always, always, always choose joy, y'all. See you next Monday at 10. Bye.